Welcome to the Messy Success Podcast. Your host, Elizabeth, here. This is episode 65. Today, we're going to be talking about multiple revenue streams, behind the scenes of my business, memberships, some really cool free opportunities that are coming up. And at the very end, you guys are going to get to meet my oldest daughter, Gracie. We decided to just be goofy and have a little fun today. So I hope you sit back and enjoy. Hello, you guys. How are you? Elizabeth here. So, like I mentioned, I have a little surprise for you guys at the end. Gracie's home today, and Gracie has a lot to say. So, I just invited her to come share a little bit on the podcast. So, you guys will have that at the very end of the episode. So, what are we going to talk about today? Another episode of like all the behind the scenes, no script, speaking from the cuff. Elizabeth, here you go. The first thing I want to talk about is like diversifying revenue and memberships. So my incredible teacher and mentor, Stu McLaren, he is the go-to expert when it comes to memberships, anything memberships. He has an incredible course called Tribe that comes with also community, of course. And he is offering a free workshop on April 22nd. You guys, a free workshop. I want you to jump in. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. He is just incredible. So I'm going to be sharing this a little bit more over the next couple of weeks, but I want to make sure that you guys got first access to that April 22nd. If you have any interest in, having a membership, I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine. And diversifying revenue, all the things. We may have touched on some of this before, but it never hurts to just have these conversations. And I really want you guys to feel like you're sitting on the couch just having a conversation with a normal person when you listen to this podcast. I don't curate it. I usually don't have any bullet points out or anything like that. This is just me speaking to you as if I was, speaking to my business buddies, which we all know I do. I love, love, love talking business with my friends. So that's what this is. And I mentioned last time I'm working on a new intro. So right now there really is no intro other than whatever I come up with that day. It's fine. We're showing up. We're getting the work done. It's great. So having multiple revenue streams, this is such a great topic. And, there's so much pressure to just do one thing and do it really well. So if I was still only shooting weddings, I would probably be well into six figures by now, just hustling along, growing that one revenue stream. However, I would have also been in deep doo-doo when the pandemic hit, if that was the case. So I've been so grateful that, the pandemic came and I already was so deep into building out other revenue streams aside from just photography. And, it was an opportunity to take a break from the photography side of things and really build up some of these online communities, offerings, all the different things that I'm doing. I am so freaking excited about this new direction that I'm taking as like a social proof expert / community management expert, and really helping big businesses that already know their numbers and already have communities, get more leads and sales from organic marketing. And I'm really going to find a little home in that corner of the internet. Of course, still building out Shine the Light Society and everything else that I've been working so hard on this podcast, but we just continue to level up, right? Like this isn't really a pivot in another direction. This is a level up. And you guys know that I have, kind of coined myself as the community person, because that's what everyone, says I'm good at, right? I bring people together. I love to refer people. I love to help people. I just love getting people in a room together and making magic happen. And that is, the feedback that I've gotten over the last couple of years. Even in my wedding photography business, it was primarily built from word of mouth marketing. I did no paid marketing, no wedding wire, nothing paid on the Knot, no paid advertising. It was all word of mouth. So, I've always known that I have like a little gift, a superpower in word of mouth marketing, in community building. And I'm just continuing to level up to add more layers to what that means. And so we have Shine Light Society, which is my membership. I've actually kind of pivoted into an annual agreement rather than like this ongoing, never-ending membership. So I have a couple of founding members that are locked into their super, super low rate, but it has grown and evolved, and now it's kind of it's set up to be more of a 12-month commitment, but I still consider it to be a membership. And what is so great about memberships is they create a little bit of predictable revenue. So, whether service provider, like photography, graphic design, or maybe you do have online education opportunities, either way, there's a lot of ups and downs, feast and famine, and having a membership just helps curb that up and down a little bit and gives you a predictable revenue stream. Now, my membership is not like my main pillar of revenue. My membership is just one little piece of, the money that I bring in on a monthly basis. But I've mentioned before that it allows me to pay my team. And I kind of use that one revenue source to help fund my team, which helps me grow other revenue streams that might be more heavy hitters than my program Shine Light Society. But that being said, I love Shine Light Society, and I do have this pretty dreamy goal to get it to 100 members by the end of the year. So we're working very hard on just trying to figure out the best way to get members on the inside. And we're seeing a lot of improvement. I updated my sales page, which helped. I actually raised the prices, which actually helped, believe it or not. And we've kind of moved into doing what I call CEO Mondays, where we meet every single Monday, or they have the opportunity to meet every single Monday. So I'm still very much focused on that goal, but, I'm also just nurturing my other revenue streams. And, that looks like working, for James and helping other teams with their community management and growing my one-to-one services, and then also still having photography going. So I have a lot of different revenue streams, which is such a gift and a blessing, because if the faucet gets turned off on one, we still have others. Now, of course, the goal is to keep the faucet running on all of them, but things like the pandemic happen, things like my kids at home happen, and sometimes it's just easier for me to show up in a one-to-one capacity than it is for me to really focus on online marketing, if that makes any sense. And I like to joke with some of my other James, Wedmore friends, and I say that I sell Zoom space. Like, I don't generate a ton of content, but I love to be on Zoom. And something that my team and I are kind of working on right now is like, how can we map out my days so that I'm spending the most time on Zoom, things like this podcast, going live on Instagram or in Clubhouse or whatever that might look like, instead of, working behind the scenes doing things that nobody sees, like the admin and the systems and the organization, right? So we're really hoping just to continue to lean in so that I can continue to show up in that way and have these real conversations with people that just gives me so much joy and so much life. Like, that's where I want to be spending my time, with you guys. I want to be getting to know you and helping you set your goals and reach your goals. And there's no imposter syndrome there, because I don't really need to hit my dreamy goals to be able to really sit in my joy and love helping other people reach their goals, right? Of course, I'm always working towards mine, but a goal is just a number. It's just a goal, right? We don't have to attach ourselves to any meaning if we hit it or if we don't hit it. So I mentioned that I have this goal to get Shine the Light to 100 members by the end of the year. And, if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to make that mean anything. That doesn't mean that I'm any more or less successful. It just means that I set a number and I either hit it or I didn't. So, imposter syndrome is one of those things that stops so many business owners. Like, well, I can't teach that if I haven't done it, or I can't, do this if I haven't mastered it. But I'm like, do you actually care about helping other people do X, Y, and Z? And if that answer is yes, then just jump in. The only way you're going to get better is if you try and if you help others. Like, I gain so much in my own business just by helping other people in their business, like learning lessons. And, we all throw the spaghetti at the wall together. It's totally fine. This is all an experiment. There is no right or wrong answer. And I enjoy the journey. And someone recently kind of asked me, when did things change for you? And it's when I really started embracing exactly where I am instead of constantly wishing to be somewhere else, right? Like my best friend and I, Angie, used to sit back and she'd be like, what's the next best thing? Like, this is going to be our year. What is the next thing? What's going to come up next? How can we stay ahead of the curve? How can we reach our next destination? And I just felt like I was constantly wishing for the next step, the next milestone, right? Just like in parenting, when you have a newborn, you're like, oh, I can't wait till he walks. Oh, I can't wait till he talks. And you're forgetting to just like stay present and enjoy exactly where you are. And I just all of a sudden started appreciating exactly where I am, like knowing I have everything I need and just putting one foot in front of the other and setting goals, of course, but not attaching a meaning to it if I don't hit it, not associating myself with being a failure or not good at something if I don't hit a goal. And that's really how I operate. And of course, like, protecting myself energetically, making sure that everything that I'm doing and everybody that I'm working with is a good fit for me, energetically, all of those things. So that was what I wanted to brain dump today is like, do you have it on your radar to have multiple revenue streams? Are you interested in that? And of course, if you're interested in a membership, I want to encourage you to take Stu McLaren's free course. But if you are multi-passionate and you're interested in Sharon Hunley and I's mastermind for multi-passionate entrepreneurs, I'm also going to link that in the show notes. And you guys will be able to find that at elizabethhenson.co/E65. And that free training is going to be April 21st with Sharon and I. We're going to walk you through, just how to have lots of different passions, lots of different revenue streams, and not be stuck in overwhelm in the process. So maybe you already have a business and you have a hobby on the side, or you have this idea. We really have a beautiful mastermind called Leverage and Lead, and we're going to be opening the doors really soon. But we wanted to, offer a chance to really sit with us and see if it's a good fit for you, because we're going to be taking applications this time around. So if you think you might be interested in that, make sure you head over to the show notes at elizabethhenson.co/E65, and you can jump in to that free training as well and just get your free training on. You can meet with us on the 21st and then meet with Stu shortly after that, and just like really soak up as much stuff as you can, you guys. I cannot encourage that enough. Like, of course, I want you to dive in and, jump in Leverage and Lead with us and jump in Shine Light Society. But most importantly is I just want you to be moving the needle on whatever it is that you want to do, right? Like, I know that your success is inevitable, but do you know your success is inevitable, right? So I'm going to send you guys over to the show notes. Oh, and don't forget, I have Gracie. So I'm going to put on Gracie's little interview at the end of this episode. I hope that it just brings you a little bit of joy and makes you smile. And I will be back next week with a very special guest. All right, you guys, have a great, great week. Hello, you guys. Elizabeth here. This is going to be kind of a fun and goofy episode, but I have a special guest with me today. Gracie, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
So Gracie is 7.5, and I'm going to interview her on the podcast today.
We're going to talk about my singing lessons.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to start there? Do you want to tell everyone about your singing lessons?
I thought you were going to ask questions.
Okay, so what is your teacher's name?
Miss Jessica.
What's your favorite song to sing?
Dynamite.
Dynamite? What's your second favorite song to sing?
Roar.
Roar. What's your third favorite song to sing?
That one's tricky. Probably like... Oh, I know what it is.
You've had
It's Kids Pop. It's Kids Bop, but I forgot the name. It's Kids Bop video. I used to sing it.
Okay, well, how about what instrument do you play?
Ukulele.
Yep. Anything else? Any other instruments?
I play the piano sometimes.
Uh-huh. What does Daddy play?
Guitar.
Is he good? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, what else? What else did you start doing recently?
So far I have been still working on Dynamite, and I've been playing some songs on ukulele.
What's the main part of Dynamite? How does that go?
The main part that I like is like saying "ayo."
Gotta let go.
Yeah, that's my
We
favorite
can
part
go
of it.
all night. Da, 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 da. And it's dynamite, right?
Yeah.
And you just started field hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played in 3 weeks because of like the weather. It was too cold once, and the second time one of my teachers had to go to a tournament to like a different country, different state in America, I think, for a game, and the third time it was raining hard and there was lightning.
Yeah, so hopefully this Friday.
Yeah.
And what does mommy do for a living? What's my job?
I don't know that question.
You know part of it.
Photography.
Photography, that's right.
I can't really remember what it was called.
And then sometimes I have students on the computer, right?
Yeah.
Just like you go to school on the computer, sometimes mommy has grown-up
Yeah.
students. Yeah. Oh yeah. What else did you start doing last weekend?
I did superhero training and my Spider-Woman costume. And since Daddy would never wear his Spider-Man costume from last year, we gave it to Mr. West. So he told me he had 2 Spider-Man lovers, so I bet he's gonna wear that.
That's right. We gave the Spider-Man costume to Mr. West, right?
Mhm.
Because that's such a nice thing to do when you don't need something anymore to pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell them anything about Watermelon Glam?
Yeah, we've been selling some stuff. Spoiler alert, we're gonna be making scrunchies soon.
That's right. Upcycled scrunchies. So we're going to take old clothes and cute fabrics and turn them into scrunchies because scrunchies
Yeah.
have made a comeback and my hair is so much happier in scrunchies
Yes, mine
because it
too.
doesn't pull on them.
Yeah, whenever I try to take my hair out with a hair tie, it just like gets stuck in a knot.
Yeah. So do you know what you want to be when you grow up yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a singer and maybe a designer.
Ooh, what kind of designer?
Like making dresses and stuff.
Oh, fashion.
Yeah.
So next week I'm having Miss Tatiana on the podcast.
Yeah.
And she's like so good at fashion.
Yay.
That'll be cool, huh?
Yeah.
So this is Mommy's podcast. This is like a radio show.
Cool.
Yeah. You could have your own podcast. I think kid podcasts are like becoming a thing.
I'm in.
What do you want to talk about on your show?
Everything.
Yeah?
Why are we so silent?
Let's see. What's your favorite thing in the whole wide world to do?
Art.
Art?
Art and music.
Yeah. And we went to the beach yesterday.
Oh, yeah, the beach is really fun.
And swimming. You love
I
swimming.
found a shell, which on the bottom looks like gold.
Mm-hmm. It was super shiny, right?
Yeah.
You know where I put all those shells?
In the backpack and in your pocket?
Yeah, in the camouflage backpack downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yay.
All right, are you all done?
Yeah.